Welcome again to God's Rhythm. This is Dr. Isaac Opoku-Asare. I'm also a pastor of Dietary Family Chapel. I am an interventional cardiologist and also a vascular specialist. And thank you for the opportunity for us to see ourselves as instruments in the hands of God. I see that every day that I live is an opportunity for me to do something in somebody's life. And that is probably our greatest commitment. You know, when the disciples of Jesus saw Jesus talking to that woman, and you know, at that time, with all the cultural restrictions and other things, the disciples asked, has anybody given him food? Jesus said, my food is to do the will of my Father. So the further you are awake, the further you are alive, the further you can hear me, is enough reason for us to be grateful to God for the opportunity for us to be here, right? And it is important, not only for us, it's also for the others. And it gives relevance to life, to be honest with you. So today we want to continue with our discussions about how what we do impacts. God seeks impacts longevity, impacts mortality. And our goal is the fact that you and I, we need to understand that God wants you and I to enjoy all the years that He has given to us. So we'll be continuing today's session. We'll be continuing our discussion on the global impact of diet on mortality. So that is the doctor's big word. But how the food you eat makes an impact or affects how long you live. It's very important. And I would like to start with Paul. If you look through the Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, the Bible has an answer to everything. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, Paul was talking about food, actually. It's interesting. So I would like you to go and look at it. And at that time, the controversy was whether the Christians should eat food that has been sacrificed to pagans. The issue here was Paul was trying to make them understand, I believe in God, and I believe that that idol that is sitting there that cannot hear, that cannot talk, is not God. But so we still need to be careful in terms of what we eat and what we do not eat. So in telling them that, because he ended up by saying this, are you trying to provoke God to jealousy? So Paul, in the verse 23 of 1 Corinthians, this is 1 Corinthians 23, and I want to read this, and it sort of encompasses the two principles we're talking about here. He said, I have the right to do anything. People these days think that this is how the people these days define their life, and they put a full stop. It's true. You have the right to do anything you want to do. You say, and that is a culture. Most people feel that today is their right, tomorrow is their privilege. But may I be here to tell you that is not true. The choices you make today will impact it will impact your abilities tomorrow. I'm going to repeat this. The choices you make today will impact your abilities tomorrow. So it is important that you make the right choices today so that your abilities tomorrow are enhanced. So I said, I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. So you have the right to eat any food you want to eat. You have the right to drink anything. You have the right to anything. To be honest with you, you have the right to anything. But the difference between wisdom and foolishness is whether what you are doing is beneficial. That's how we define wisdom and folly. So you have the right to do everything that you want to do. You have the right to eat that food. You have the right to eat eat in the night and go and sleep and get up and eat again. You have the right to do that. You absolutely have the right. But I am repeating this. Your actions today will impact your ability tomorrow. I did not say your actions today will impact your action tomorrow. Your tomorrow's actions is your tomorrow's ability, because tomorrow will not give you that opportunity to do what you want because of what we did yesterday. Right? So the important thing here is you can eat anything you want to eat, but is everything that you are putting in your mouth beneficial? That is what you need to have the excel. Listen to what he said. He said, I have the right to do anything, but not everything is what? Constructive. This is the basis. You can write it and put it down in your office. You can write it and put it down everywhere. If you stop at this saying, I have the right to do anything, and America is a country of entitlement than any country that I've seen. Everybody has right. And yes, everybody has right. But how are you using your rights? Are you using it beneficially? Are you using it constructively? That is the question. So based on that, we want to say this. You have the right to eat anything. But is that food that you're putting into your mouth beneficial? Is that sausage that you ate and you're eating every day beneficial? And you have the right to eat anything you want to eat, but that food that you are eating right now, is it beneficial? Let's talk about it. You just ate and somebody brought some snack. You know you have eaten. The question is this: is that snack that you're eating, is it what? Constructive? If this guides you in your choices of food that you eat, this will help you very long time. I tell people during the weekdays, I try to eat once a day. Why? I have the right to eat 3 square meals. If you don't know, check it and see. I'm a citizen of the greatest nation on earth, the land of the free, the home of the brave. That's what we say in this country, United States of America. But the question is this: are we doing, are our actions always right? And this goes across to people that are in authority. We have the right to do anything. But is it what? Is it right? Let this 1 Corinthians chapter, this scripture was one of my mother's favorite scriptures. Everything that I do, when we want to start a discussion, he quotes this scripture. Isaac Ike, he will say this: I know what you're doing, you have the right to do it, but is it beneficial? Is it constructive? Your life, how you spend your time. Ask yourself, am I spending my time constructively, or am I spending my time what? You have the right to do anything. Especially the young people. Oh boy, they think they have the right to the moon. You do have the right to the moon. But the question is it the right one? I'm going to tell you a few stories today that will be able to help you. So let us go to our discussion, and hopefully I'm going to do a short discussion. We're just going to continue on our global, the impact. This is what we have been discussing. And then we talked about, today I'll be finishing it, and then hopefully that will be able to help you and I to stay on course and to be able to hopefully help us. We talked about, if you've not listened to the slide, the question that we are asking today is it beneficial? You have the right to eat every food, but is the food that you're eating beneficial? That's the question. So we started the discussion. We started the discussion by telling ourselves that the most important thing here is a diet that is high in sodium is really deleterious. So where do we find them? Processed meat, not original meat, processed meat. A diet that is low. The white bread that you're eating every day, right? Some of my patients are telling me they eat Ezekiel bread. I mean, if you want to go to Ezekiel, I don't have a problem. But incorporate whole grain diet, okay? And then we talked about fruits and what? Nuts and vegetables. The food that is high in nuts and vegetables, fantastic. Really, really good for you. And that's something that you want to be able to want. You want to be able to do. So I don't know why my screen is giving me a lot of issues here. Okay, I think I've been able to fine tune it. The mouse work much better. So I just want to lay emphasis on a few principles here. And if you are listening to me, we'll take a short break here, and we'll come back and call somebody to join us to listen to this. I'm going to share some very exciting principles here. And today we'll try and conclude. And you'll be very, very surprised about certain principles and certain things that people are talking about, which the data here seems to disprove and tell all of us about the importance of some of the things that we need to get into our diet. Thank you very much.
At ACI, we offer expert care for veins, legs, hearts, and arteries. We treat a myriad of ailments including leg pain, leg swelling, chest discomfort, and shortness of breath. Serving the DMV area, we accept most insurance. Visit our website for our free resources. Call or click to schedule your visit today. Advanced Cardiovascular Institute. Expert care for hearts and legs.
So today we are continuing our discussion on the impact, the global impact of diet on mortality. And we're looking at, the meaning is that what food should you eat to help you to grow longer or to reduce your risk of dying? And as I said earlier on, we've talked about the 4 pillars, which is a diet that is low in sodium, or avoiding a diet that is high in sodium, and avoiding having a diet that is good in grains, whole grains, and including vegetables and fruits. Very simple. That is going to be able to help you. So today we want to talk about certain things here. Let's all pay attention to it. And if you can see, I went there. It's not the vegetables, but today we're talking about, let's make it even bigger. And then I can go up here. Today we are talking about food. Food that is low in seafood, omega-3, is not a great idea. So you realize that this is why we talk about fish. What did we say? We say whole grains, vegetables, and fruits. And today we are talking about what? Fish, omega-3. Michael, I don't know when we have scheduled this lady, but I'm praying that we'll be able to bring a woman over here. She's 90 years old. She's 89 this year. She's going to be 90 years. This woman does not take one medicine. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to schedule for her to be able to come. I'm hoping that Michael will be able to work on that. And she's ready to come. And we're going to be talking about what we call 9 or none. It's a choice you need to make. 9 or none. There's a huge explosion of diabetes in kids now. All coming from lack of activity and just blasting of food that is unhealthy. I hardly see young people even eating seafood now. And when they eat it, it's the most salted one that you can get under the sun. But when we say seafood that is good in omega-3, right? We want you to know things like fish, right? And some of them here, I'm talking about fish. I cannot talk enough about sardines. Sardines are fantastic. If you are here and you don't eat sardines, you are not doing yourself good. Right? Sardines is probably the king of fish in terms of food. So it's important that you include. At home now, I have got sardines now. I didn't know this. I came across 2 years ago because I had been talking about other things. But 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to come across a data that was very, very, very impactful. And I realized the power of. So look at my picture here. Michael, if you can zoom on it. So what are we saying? So a diet here. This is the diet here. Oh, it's looking good. This is some of the things I enjoy in the evening. So all fish are fish, right? But fish and omega-3 acids. This is very important. You see the picture here. I don't know whether you are salivating or you want to go to one of the fast food places, but this is what we're talking about. So sardines are very, 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 very good. There are a lot of expensive fish out there, but I can tell you that the omega-3 component is not uber. But sardines, you can't go wrong. Sardines are very, very good. In addition to sardines, one of the things that I can also tell you is also salmon is also very good. It's good in omega-3s, and that is something that you should incorporate, right? For one reason or the other, I love Brazino. I don't know I did not see Brazino on the top list of all the fish that I know of, but I know that some of the fish that we have, they are very, very good in terms of omega-3. Let me just take this one from there. So a lot of the fish out there, they are good. Salmon is plentiful. You can get them. Most of the bass out there, they are good. As I told you, I love Brazino. I love Brazino a lot. And I also do the sea bass, the black bass. I do salmon. But incorporate this into your diet. I cannot say this enough. How you go out there now and you don't see a lot of people incorporating this into their diet. And what my concern is even our children and the young people that we have. But our goal is the fact that they should be able to give us more information about. We should be able to supply them. Let me put it this way. I believe that we as parents, we need to be able to have some of these discussions. And that's why I think that you and your family should listen to this series that we have been doing. Right? That is the global impact of diet on mortality. That what food should you eat? You can eat anything you want. But are you eating something that is going to be constructive? Are you eating something that is going to be beneficial? And here you see, once again. So, for example, people will talk about, an oil that is no good. I'm digressing. But you see this very nice salmon. And in addition to that, this comes from the American Heart Association. And you see, next to it is extra virgin olive oil. That is good. That is fantastic. And that is a one that we want you to take. You see, a lot of people come to me and they ask me, Doc, is it a good idea to take omega-3 tablets? I said the omega-3 is found in what? It's found in the fish. So why don't you eat the fish? Why do you want to eat processed omega-3 rather than eating the original omega-3? You see, I met this 90-year-old woman. She's 89. She's going to be 90. She hasn't taken any medicine. She doesn't take any medicine. And when I asked her, he said, look, I just eat and I ride my bicycle. So why? Because good food is the medicine you need. That is the first medicine you take. Because we said the last time that food is defined by two things. What is it? It is nourishing. It has to nourish you. So if the food is not producing nourishment, it is not doing its work. So, and what is the second thing? Is health. So what you are doing, what you are eating, if at the end of the day is not meeting these two criteria, that is this thing that I'm putting in my mouth, is it going to improve my health? And is this thing that I'm putting into my mouth, is it going to nourish me? And nourishment means that it's to make you better, then it shouldn't. So all food you have the right to eat them. Let me put it this way. But is all food beneficial? So we are talking about this so that you make that decision. Whenever you want to eat, ask yourself that question. And you realize that when you apply these principles in terms of food, you will start eating food. Because most of the things that people eat out there is no food. Because it doesn't meet the two criteria. It doesn't nourish them. It messes them up. And the second thing is, in addition to that, it makes them sick. So you want to have something that will nourish you. So let's come back to our system here. So I'm going to talk about this, and that is very important. And then you will understand the essence. So the patient come to me and they say, I want to take omega-3 tablets. I tell them, it's already available to you. So what is the second thing that he said? Omega-3, seafood. But let me tell you another place that you can also find. So there are three things over here, but I want to lay emphasis on two. Yes, listen to me here. Is is diet that is low in seafood omega-3. So seafood, the reason why he says seafood omega-3 is the fact that omega-3 is also found in other places. But when you incorporate fish into your food or other ones, I mean, oysters are fantastic in terms of calorie, right? You get seafood omega-3. So I used to be a guy that I believed in, okay, if I get omega-3, I get omega-3. No. Because there are other sources of omega-3 that helps you. But seafood omega-3 is different from the others. Let me give you this. This is what I want to show you here, and that is going to help you. Look at this picture. And let's lay emphasis on this. The reason why here is so why we talk about it. NAS is also a good source of good fat, omega-3, right? That will be able to help you. So our discussion today is to incorporate things that will give you good omega-3s. But make it a point to also include seafood omega-3. So seafood omega-3, and I know that people are selling highly so-called processed. They got it from the Pacific Ocean. Some of them said that they got it from a place in Australia, deep under the ground. It doesn't make a difference. Just eat the salmon. Just eat the fish. Eat the seafood. That's it. Avoid the big ones. Interestingly, the big ones are not the greatest in terms of mercury, but the small fish, the sardines, the salmons, those things, the things that are common are actually the ones that are even healthier. And add nuts to it. So if you're able to add nuts to it, you got your salmon, you've got your fish. Whenever you are eating fish, tell yourself this is beneficial. Whenever you're eating salmon, tell yourself that. Just remember the last time you ordered a burger. Who was in there? Is there anything in there that was good? So you have the right to eat that one, the burger. But do you have the right? Is it beneficial? You want your diet to look like this. The three things that we'll talk about. Here I see the vegetables. Here I see the fish, right? And next to it, I see the seeds and the nuts. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of picture you want to be able to. And this is found on American Heart Association. It's not coming from me. So I want to conclude today's discussion here. You can eat everything. By listening to me today, God has given you the opportunity to know the right thing. He said, you shall know the truth and the truth will set you free. You make the choice about what you want to eat because you have the right to eat anything. But my prayer is the fact that you will make a decision today that in terms of your food that you eat, you are not going to eat anything, but you're only going to eat things that are beneficial, which at this point in our discussion is food that is low in sodium. I've told you the sources of them, so you can go and listen. A food that is high in whole grains. And there are many, many of them that are available that I can show you. I've got these pictures here. I'll come to other things in terms of fiber and then show you. So as you see these ones, they're very, very bad. So we don't want to go there. So let us go to the food that is high in vegetables and fruits. This is what you want to. And then, so that is number 4, right? Low sodium, high grains, vegetables, fruits, and today we want to add the 5th point. We're talking about things that are beneficial. Next week we'll talk about constructive. Probably next week we're going to talk about beneficial too. But the 5th one we added it today is food that is high in omega-3. And specifically, your goal is to incorporate seafood omega-3. Seafood omega-3 is found in fish, and non-seafood omega-3 is found in nuts. Eat from the natural source, not a processed one. That is what our ancestors did. This woman who doesn't take any medicine, she's 90 years old. There is a saying there's a saying in a place that for every decade of your life you have one medicine. So this woman will join us. I'm trusting the Lord, and we'll be talking about 9 or none. It's a choice. Most of the time it's a choice. And my prayer is this. Take the right actions today to give you more ability tomorrow. Because your actions today will not only affect your actions tomorrow, but it will determine your ability. What am I saying? When I say ability, it means that you will not have that right any longer because of the decisions you could have made about the food you eat. God bless you.